Thank you so much. Please pray with me. And now, O God, may the words of my mouth, the meditations of our hearts, and the actions of our lives proclaim your word on this day. Amen. According to the grace of God given to me like a skilled master builder, I laid a foundation and someone else is building on it. Each builder must choose with care how to build on it. For no one can lay any foundation other than the one that's been laid. That foundation is Jesus Christ. I wonder if that's what the boys of Marcon were thinking as they dug the soil out from the parking lot and found a little bit of contaminated soil because there used to be a garage on the site. I wonder if that's what they were thinking as they poured the footings of the new parking garage and some pesky groundwater continued to find its way onto the freshly poured cement until they fixed it. I wonder if the foundation is Jesus Christ was on their minds as the elevator went in and the parking gate and the lines got painted and the rechargers to the electric cars were installed. I certainly know that Marco, the president of the company, Marcon, he participated in this project partly because he knew he would be building a church. What does that mean? The foundation of the temple, the church, is Jesus Christ. What do you think that means? Okay, that's not a rhetorical question. With me, there aren't any. What do you think that means? Anyone want to hazard a thought? What is the foundation? What is that foundation? What does it mean to say the foundation is Jesus Christ? What does that mean?
Love.
Love?
Well, each of us has Jesus Christ in us. So when we intentionally put our labors in a sacred project, then that really means something. That means that we are planting that intention in that building.
Each one of us carries Jesus Christ within us. For those of you who didn't hear what Marilyn said, and when we intentionally give our gift for the building up of that, then that is the foundation. Yeah? Sorry? Did I get that right? Okay. I did it right. It's been a number of weeks since I've stood here in this place to wonder about the scriptures with you. I know that Rian has been opening her heart to the question, so now what? Now that we've arrived in this building, what kind of community do we want to be? I know that she's been doing that. And I know that each of us has a different answer to that question, depending on the day of the week, how we're feeling, and if it's raining and it's cold, and all right. I think it's going to take some time before we collectively land on an answer to that question, partly because of the distractions of learning the new gear in a new building. It's causing us some angst, and we know what happens when that happens. As Shauna said, this is the last of Paul that we'll read for a while, and so we end on a summation of his opening. And before he gets into the heat, as she said, in the heart of those contentious questions that the church was asking him, Paul sets it all on the foundation of Jesus Christ. Paul, he says, has laid a foundation, and each new generations of leaders will build upon that foundation. Some of that work is precious, like gold or silver, some of it's wood or straw. Paul is happy to leave a judgment about any of that work, the quality of that work, to the refining fire of God. The work will stand on its own merit, for the foundation cannot be changed. And then Paul shifts the image of construction and church building and says, regardless of what work the others have contributed, do you not know that you are God's temple? God's Spirit lives within you. And here's the thing I want us to remember. He's not writing to individuals. He's not saying to Myrna or to Reg or to Alice or to Pat. He's not writing to individuals. He's writing to the collective. If he were standing here now saying these words, he would say, you can't be you without all of you. And so for the rest of the morning, I want you to hear what I say through the lens of collective. When I use the word you, I want you to remember that I'm not speaking to individuals, as if there's some personal message that you might take home, and this is only speaking to me at the exclusion of others. I want you to remember that when I use the word you, I'm speaking to you as a group of equals, a group of followers of Jesus Christ, a group of people on a journey who need each other to hear what I'm saying, a group of people that needs each other to be who you are with each other. You can't be Lynn Valley United Church without all of us together. And that's who I'm speaking to. It's a remarkable thing, and many people said it to me last Saturday, how fitting it was that the first memorial service in our new church building was the memorial service for Lil Spears. I have found myself thinking a lot of Lil as I've listened to Paul's voice reminding us that we are God's temple and our foundation is Jesus Christ. I've thought a lot about Lil, and I just want you to notice that. There are a lot of things I could say about Lil Spears. And my hunch, this is not going to be the last sermon in which I reflect on her life. For this morning, I'm noticing Lil's foundation. Anyone who knew her, in the garden club, the community association, in the Sunrisers, in the congregation, knew that Lil's faith was her foundation. It was the foundation of her life. The gospel of Jesus Christ was the foundation of her life. And in my experience of her, Lil Spears was a master builder, building structures of gold and silver as she lived and worked and loved. She understood completely the notion that the world's wisdom is foolishness to God. She knew and proclaimed God's wisdom by the way that she loved. That's the thing we might remember. Sharon Copeland's words echo for me and throughout this sanctuary. She loved me. Lil Spears loved me. And each of us could say that unequivocally. What is the foundation? That is Jesus Christ. What is the wisdom of God that is foolishness to the world? At Waves yesterday, we batted this around. And we remembered the lawyer asking Jesus, from his Jewish tradition, what was the most important law for the community? In varying versions, the message came back from the book of Deuteronomy. The Lord God is one, and you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Jesus was not talking to the lawyer. He was talking to the Jewish community that had gathered around him, just as he addresses us today. So there's no one right answer to the question of defining the foundation of Jesus Christ. But for the morning, we might consider it to be, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And you shall love your neighbor as yourself. If that's our foundation, friends, we have had that foundation living amongst us for 102 years. Lil Spears loved God. And she made sure we knew it. And she loved her neighbor to the same degree that she loved us as one of us. She was one of us, and she loved us. You see, that's the point of the text. We are called to love God. And actually, I think we do that pretty well in 5 really powerful programs of this congregation. Worship's one of them. I'm thinking of the drumming circle. I'm thinking of the Friday Night Live. I'm thinking of Bring Your Own Voice Community Choir. I'm thinking what Jordan does with the children in the community room. And we are called to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. And you know something? I believe this is a self-fulfilling prophecy. We will love our neighbors around us in exactly the same way that we will love ourselves. We will love our neighbors in exactly the same way that we treat each other. How we hear one another. How we trust and respect one another. How we hold differing perspectives gently. How we encourage and support each other's leadership. And. As one of us, in the collective, Lil Spears taught us how to love each other, because without it, we can't possibly love our neighbor. We are God's temple, and Jesus Christ is the foundation. Let us build a house where love can dwell. This is the wisdom of God that is foolishness to the world. Amen. Please pray with me. Holy One, sometimes we take for granted the gift of gospel that lives amongst us. And so we give you thanks for this reminder. We give you thanks for the words of Paul. We give you thanks for the love that you bestowed upon us in and through the Christ of our faith. We give you thanks for the invitation to love our neighbor in exactly the same way we love each other. And we give thanks most profoundly for the witness of Lil Spears, who taught us how to do all of that. remember for the healing of the world.